Hello, gorgeous soul. Welcome to your May astrology. It's all kicking off. It's really intense. Now, I'm going to begin with something that means you're going to have to do a little bit of homework. We have a major karmic shift as the nodes are shifting signs. So we have the North Node going into Gemini and the South Node going into Sagittarius. And you're like, what's the nodes, Michelle? Go onto my website, get your free natal chart, which has a description, work out where your nodes are. Yeah, and then you will find out a massive shift is coming, and it will help you find out which area. And it's all about a karma change. Our karma is changing. Happens every 18 months, but it gives us a fresh way to evolve and transform and change our reality. So I'm not going to talk about that here, but it's really important that you find out where your nodes are, particularly if it turns out that your nodes are in Gemini or Sagittarius, because it means there's a big breakthrough coming for you. Anyway, aside from that, it's a massive month. We have Jupiter and we have Saturn and we have Venus going retrograde. It's full on. There's such learning and fingers crossed, the opportunity for empowerment. Here's your monthly astrology. Hi Aries, it's a very intense month. Lots of people and experiences and thoughts about the past popping up. But before we get to that, let's talk about the first big boom boom shakalaka moment in the heavens, and that is when we have the full moon in Scorpio. And this full moon in Scorpio is dragging up your primal energy. It's all about secrets, it's all about power and powerlessness, but it's going to give you some hints and clues how you can step into your power, free yourself from anything in your unconscious that is dragging you back down by the foot every time you try and be free. You know, we all have those inner patterns that hold us hostage and stop us just being in the moment and believing in where we are and having faith in our journey, you know? So allow this full moon to show you where she wants to shine her light into which part of your shadow. You might be also feeling very frisky indeed. There's a friskiness to this full moon. It's making you primal and hungry for really deep experiences. But if you find yourself feeling fearful or something comes up for you, don't sort of freak out. Don't worry about it. Process it and think, well, how is this fear or how is that past experience holding me back? And what can I do to release it so that I can be free to move forward? Again, allow yourself to be within whatever you're feeling. Obviously get support if you're triggered or you're having a really hard time. But it's a way of breakthrough. The moon is giving you a peak experience so that you can break through. It's not doing it so that you're going to be shattered. It's doing it so that you can be liberated and be in your power. We then have Mercury trine Pluto on the 9th. So whatever comes up for you around that full moon, you've got something to say, or someone's got something to say to you. But there's a conversation coming with Mercury and Pluto, which is about, right, I am laying down my boundary and something is going to change. That could be you talking to yourself. You may be making a commitment to yourself and going, right, I'm never doing that again. I'm never having those thoughts again. I'm never indulging in that habit again. Or whatever it is, but it's for you, it's about you being totally in your sense of power and who you are and what you want to do. Hold on a minute. So what is it? It's also about your sense of money and power and your career, and your thoughts are going to, right, I'm going to make changes here, and they're going to likely to be quite radical changes, but you're supported in it. You know, a trine is about a support for change. And also, we're going into a time where your ideas are really on point. Your ideas are flowing and your mind is going to get you out of a rut. So have faith. You might have been a bit nervous to make changes because it may have been around situations to do with money and career. But now you're like, right, no, off. I know what I've got to do. And also Mercury on the next day is trine Jupiter, the planet of good fortune. So you've got this moment, and that's also in your career, this moment to make it, well, not a moment, you've probably got a bit of time, but you're making decisions that are changing how you see yourself in the world, how other people see you in the world, and how you know, what you want to do and what you want to be when it comes to your career. Mercury is then around the 11th going into Gemini. And this is great for you because it gives you the gift of the gab. You're very engaging. You are very convincing. Other people are like mesmerized by your words. Your wit is like this. Your mind is like that. You really are filled with inspiration and ideas. Now, Saturn is going retrograde. And it may be bringing you into contact with people or groups where you held a role of responsibility in the past, or it was a serious group. It was not like just friends. It was maybe a collaboration that you did in the past. There may be some word about that coming to you, but you're certainly reflecting on what kind of groups you committed to in the past and whether that is now where you want to be now, and do you want to mix with those groups and those ideas in the future. Mars, our ruler, oh, hang on a minute. Mars, our ruler, is going into its final phase before Mars goes into our sign. And this year, Mars is in our sign for longer than, well, I think it's 6 months or something. I need to double check that because I wasn't thinking about that when I came here. But it's a very long time because it goes retrograde, which is also going to be massive lessons for us. But Mars going into Pisces, it's the one before it reaches us. So it's all about tying things up, tying up loose ends. You might not feel as energized as usual because Mars is about our sense of purpose and action. You might feel a bit like, oh, you know, I need to go within. I need to think about things. I need to conserve my energy. But you're also feeling quite open and wanting to have, like, for instance, when it comes to intimacy, you want to merge with somebody. You don't want to wham bam. You want to merge and connect and have a spiritual connection. You're very tied into connecting and thinking this month. But it's important. I mean, the whole Mars thing this year is spectacular for us and intense for us. Venus goes retrograde, and Venus is in our communication zone. So there may be ex-lovers getting in touch, or you reflecting on the beginning of a relationship if you're in one, but it's about the past. The past is very much on your mind when it comes to lovers, and also ex-lovers may very much have you on their mind. But it's about us processing the patterns of our relationship, and of course how we can keep evolving and liberating ourselves from those patterns. We have the Sun trine Pluto. Definitely this is a month of change. And it's a month of change, it's a month of reflection. And with your career in particular, there's definitely a chance that you have the confidence to go and do what you've always wanted to do and you're not holding back. Jupiter goes retrograde. Look out for an opportunity from the past when it comes to your career. The Sun is also trine Jupiter. Lots of things changing around your career. Lots of things changes about how you want to be seen in the world and what energy you want to put out there. The Sun is going into Gemini. Again, your mind is on fire. Lots of communication. The Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Vesta and the North Node are all in Gemini. So it's like, you've got so many ideas. It's very important to get them out. I would definitely start journaling if you don't already. I would definitely start any of your ideas, get them out there, try and implement it. It's about speed. Yeah, don't think about it. Well, you can think about it, but I would suggest you just do it. Get on with the action and you'll be amazed by what you can achieve this month. The new moon in Gemini is a point of transition for you around the 22nd, where you give birth to new ideas and you're letting go of old ideas. Possibly you'll stop talking to a few people. You're letting things go which no longer serve you as you shift forward into this new perspective, a new way of thinking, a new way of being, a new way around your career. Although, again, because the retrogrades, everything's retrograde, it may be that it doesn't sort of all come to fruition this month, but certainly you're laying the steps that you need to. Mercury is also shifting signs on the 28th, and you are then thinking about your home and family. You're talking about things that are about your home and family. We'll ignore that, shall we? Anyway, nobody ever calls me. I live in the middle of nowhere and I'm a hermit. Anyway, I am sending you so much love. It's a fascinating month. Get it together this month. Think about what you want to think about changing, because when Mars goes into our sign, we're going to be galloping ahead at quite the pace. Take care, gorgeous. Don't forget to come and see me on Instagram at Michele Knight, where I do daily updates. Lots of love. Hi gorgeous, before you go, check out my new film on my fabulous psychics. A lot of people ask me for readings, I don't do them anymore, but For over 20 years, I've had an award-winning team of psychics that I truly hand-pick. So check out the film, let me know what you think.
The purpose of a reading, I feel, is very much to inspire people and to empower people.
It's about hope. It's about guidance.
Using a phone or being with you, it will be the same because the matter is spiritual.
It's very important for me that the client feels spirit with them. So it was a psychic reading.
I don't remember the readings right after because it's not myself giving that, it's actually coming from spirit.
And it is a bit like a three-way conversation. I've got the person on the phone, I've got me, and I've got another voice that's telling me things.
I even shock myself, things that I come up with, and I think, how did I get that?
I'm channeling messages only for one purpose, to help people.
It's been able to help somebody have a map back to where they've got lost from.
My priority is to connect to your truth and have the best life that you can have.
I think in my readings people feel a sense of a safe space where they can really be themselves, let go.
You need a feeling of being understood because reading should be empowering.
I will make sure when the reading is finished that you're happy with everything.
I couldn't do anything else. It's part of who I am. It's what I came here for, obviously.
And when they come back and tell you they've got their dream job or the love of their life, that really makes me feel like I'm valued.
I love to hear a sigh of relief. A lot of weight has been lifted off their shoulders.
We have the answers that we are looking for within ourselves. I know I have the tools to help you.
Everything begins and ends with you.